Good afternoon. This is Heather. Sometimes you may know me as Hetty. Um, you'll see me mostly right now, oddly enough, on Facebook. I used to just live on Twitter most of the time, but when I got sick, things really went kind of down. So Twitter was a little too fast and aggressive for me to even begin to work my 3 times brain surgery lessened brain on. But I'm getting back onto it day by day. So people I know have been seeing more of me. So you keep your eyes open for Alive in Me. I will be back on more and more. Just want to let you all know that you all have been such blessings in my life through every form of suffering that I went through after my 3rd brain surgery. That was 2 years of absolute, just traumatic suffering, of just absolute pain from the feet up to the shoulders. And I never thought that I would see the end of that. I really thought that some days I would never see the next day. That's literally how bad it got. It was tough. It was a move. It was right shortly after my actual 3rd brain surgery that was done awake out in Mayo Hospital in Phoenix, where we're from. We had to move out to Philadelphia, and the cold weather did not help the pain that I was in. And I did my best. I did make a couple snowmen with my daughter, which probably knocked me down for another 15 days. But anything for your daughter is always worth it. It just was very tough. I just didn't get to even get around, because it's just a different weather. It's very cold. It's very tough out in Philly. I'm here actually right now. I'm just visiting because we moved back to Phoenix in February, and within 5 days of being there, I felt probably 80% better, was very functional, able to do so much and not be hovered over in pain and have to sleep for 10 days. It was just a complete awakening of the whole body. And so I was flabbergasted because I'd been back a few times to Phoenix and it didn't do the same. So I was obviously getting a healing in the body, and it was at that point, but it needed still that type of weather that's just different in Phoenix. It's dry. It's 75, 80s right now. And then in February, in the winter, it's 90 actually right now in the summer, like spring. So, we lay out in the sun. I come back here and I'm frozen, and I began to my body began to kill again. So, this just isn't the place that's calling my name right now. I missed so much out in Phoenix, oddly enough. I miss a lot in Philadelphia too, but that's in Phoenix is where I found Jesus. There's just maybe something there that I'm still supposed to share. We keep talking about, our family going to Africa. Our church has a really good system that does send people to Africa. and just stuff like that. I'm just curious as to what God has up in plans. I do know through the surgeries that they're not just for me, that they actually help other people. And I know through my suffering that people saw that. And I know of one person who actually, through it all, being as tough as that person is, actually accepted Jesus Christ because they knew me and they knew how strong my faith always was, and they saw it turn and doing the why gods. And they were just like, no, this is not how it's going to be. And not long after, they accepted Jesus and said to me, now listen, I, I, I found Jesus. He's come into my heart, but I need you to help me because I don't know much. I don't know how to read this. I need you to help me to find where to start. And my eyes got bug-eyed and I just dropped my jaw. I didn't know what to say because it was never expected for maybe ever, because I had tried for many years and it just gripped my heart. Those are the things when you go in for a surgery and you're expecting, okay, God, you have such a great plan for this surgery. That's really, I don't believe anything that He has a plan for. Out of all my surgeries, I've seen other things that are absolutely for His glory happen. And maybe something good comes out of it for us too. But when it comes to the surgery and to things happening for faith of other people, that is the reason I think that big trials, big things, big sufferings happen. My little girl helped make sure that this lady, during my second brain surgery, my little girl was 4, she made sure with this lady coming up crying, she's asking this lady, oh my gosh, are you okay? And the lady explained that her husband was dying from a staph infection within maybe 1 to 2 days, and not for the reason he even had the surgery. And that wasn't even the part Tori wanted to hear. Tori just wanted to tell her, and she did. Does he know Jesus? Has he accepted Jesus as his Lord and Savior? She's 4. And my heart just melted because when I was 4, I didn't even know who Jesus was. I remember a great one when she was 2.5. This little girl is just, she's in this family of a suffering mom, and she's in it for a reason. And I think that is another reason why I go through so much, because I think that little girl of mine is gonna go out into the world one day, and I think she's gonna do something, and it's gonna be something big for Jesus, no matter what she thinks she's gonna be right now. I think that is what the plan is. Personally, that's just how I believe. He has all different plans for all of us, and it's amazing how we believe they're one thing and they will completely turn into an opposite. I never thought that I would ever paint. I never thought I would make jewelry, because that just is not in my, it's not, this was my first C in school, was in art. That was me, number 1 of the teacher. It was in 3rd grade. I was just trying, but it wasn't my gift. It was never a gift of mine. I was not an artistic person. I have all of my left temporal lobe taken out, all of the part in some of the frontal lobe. And it's all of the part, basically, that does all of it's my dominant side, that does all of the organization and the writing and the more boring stuff. But the stuff that I was always really good at, filing, I have long-term memory like galore. Short-term isn't as great. But now, because this is missing, it had to go over to my right side. And now, all of a sudden, my right side is taking over for that missing left. And what does the right side do? It's all artistic. And I've always been good with like colors for clothing, but never anything with a brush for painting. Never, ever, putting together, necklaces. I love to make necklaces. I've made tons of them and I sell them. I give a lot away. It just depends. It's just amazing what can come out of something that looks so severe, and people sometimes don't go through surgery such as brain surgery because it, what all the negatives they say it can cause. But at the same time, the positives it can cause too. And I have everything that I had before except less seizures now. And I went through a lot of pain that came from that. And I dealt with that suffering. But God got me through that. And at the same time, He gave me that gift of being artistic, which took at least my mind off of it while I was out here. And now I just have that ability with not all the pain of being able to function fast and do things while I go out and about and get everything I need, go do everything I want to do with them. If I want to go sell them, go places to have them sell them for me. It's just amazing what God has given me, another gift that I never had before. And it's so late in life. He never stops giving gifts, even if it's way after this atrocious suffering you may go through, that you think that you're doomed to die the next day, the next week, or the next month. Guess what? I say that's a big no. He doesn't have that plan yet. For many, the plan is still, I've got more gifts, just more gifts, and you just have to open up that heart, and you just have to rely upon me. You have to keep this close to your heart and keep reading this and knowing that I'm here. I'm always here for you, your family, for your pain, for your suffering, for that suffering that I went through. I can't believe the suffering that even you go through down here. For me, Heather. For me, Mary. My friend Mary's going through so much. All of you go through so much. And He loves you beyond belief. But you have to stick by Him. And you have to hold on tight. Because He has just such a list of gifts that are beyond understanding. And it's not just even gifts for you. They're going to be gifts through what you go through that are going to open gifts and doors for family, for friends, for people you don't even know. And that, I think, is just absolutely amazing. It blows me away. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know I am alive. I am kicking. I am not in that excruciating pain. I am just down to that strong patch, but it's down a big level, and we're going to keep bringing it down because it's hard. It's hard to go down one seizure patient because otherwise, if you just quit, you'll have huge seizures. So we're just going to be gradually taking that down, and then I'll be off all this pain medication. And I am just like so thanking Jesus so much for that, because that stuff is not kind. Anyway, many blessings to every single one of you, and I just want to thank all of you for just always being there and being so supportive. And just know I'm here, and I am also supportive still for all of you. Many blessings, and just know God is right there. Jesus is holding you all the time. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like it, but He is. God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful week and a fabulous weekend.